Hiya, hiya. This is a Nutty Rock Chick video. I'm gonna be doing a sort of a pros and cons type thing because a lot of people have been saying things about Christian losing the world title in 2 days. Right, first of all, I want to point out that there are a certain amount of people who do not believe Christian is world championship material, and there is nothing you can say to those people that will make them see it any differently. They just don't believe that he should have the title at all. There will always be people like that. There will always be people that don't like a guy and people that do like a guy. There will still be people that say Miz never deserved to be champion in the first place, even when he's had a good 5-month title reign. There will always be people who will say that person doesn't deserve it. But what those people need to understand is that just because they don't think that person is worth a world title, it doesn't mean that the rest of us don't. I think we do need to be a little bit more respectful of the fact that our opinion is not the only opinion. Personally, I believe Christian deserved a run with the world title, whether Edge had retired or not. When it comes to the 2-day title reign, I don't like hot-shotting titles. I never have. I think it devalues the talent holding the belt, and it devalues the belt itself. I find short yo-yo title reigns annoying, frustrating, and pointless. So I disagree with it on the basis of that point. However, I will say that given the choice between giving an Alberto Del Rio the 2-day title reign, which would have destroyed his momentum, and giving Christian the 2-day title reign, and giving him that moment with Edge, and giving him that pay-per-view win, and all of that, I would rather have that moment. I would rather Christian have had the world title for 2 days than never have had it at all. Because I think that moment was a very valid, very emotional moment that worked well. I think Edge, Adam Copeland coming in and hugging him at the end was that emotional ending to the Edge and Christian storyline, which has gone on through right the way back. A lot of people are saying that Christian deserves a title run because he's been in the business for a long time. And the main sort of objection to that seems to be that a lot of people have been in the business for a long time and never got a world title. People like Roddy Piper, the British Bulldog, Mr. Perfect. What I would say about that is that just because you don't do something with one person, it doesn't... I'll rephrase that. Okay, so if you make a mistake, do you keep making that mistake? There are certain people that should have had world titles at certain points, but didn't. And does that mean that they should have had, that people now shouldn't get a title because other people didn't get a title? I don't understand the logic of that. I mean, you can sit there forever saying, well, Rowdy Piper never got a title, so nobody who isn't better than Rowdy Piper should ever get a title. fair enough. That would get us some really fucking good talent, but that means Cena shouldn't have a title, Orton shouldn't have a title. You can pretty much make a list, because very few of the guys now are as talented as some of the guys were at that point of their career. In-ring talent-wise, maybe you can count Daniel Bryan, because he's probably one of the few people, I would agree with you, has more in-ring talent than Mr. Perfect. But there aren't that many who are that good on the mic, who have that degree of charisma, who are that technically good in the ring. No, he didn't win a world title. But if you're saying that anyone who isn't better than him shouldn't win a world title, then there are very few people left on the roster who could actually validly hold a title. I mean, be realistic here, people. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have won a world title. I'm saying he bloody well should have at the time. But that doesn't make the Christian losing the title in 2 days any less fucking crappy. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. Hot-shotting titles is not a good thing. It makes the person who held the title look weak. It makes the title look weak. And it's a crappy thing to do. I don't care which way you look at it. I would be exactly the same if it was Alberto Del Rio, who I don't like at all. If they'd have given him the 2-day title reign, I'd have been bitching exactly the same. Because it devalues the talent and it makes them look like shit. And it devalues the belt. And it would have fucked up his push, which is why I'm glad they didn't do it to him. The only excuse that I would give the 2-day title reign is the fact that they were taking advantage of Edge's retirement and the end and creating a true ending to the Edge and Christian storyline, which I appreciate them doing. I honestly do, hand on heart. I am glad that they decided to give Christian that moment. However, hot-shotting the title off him again devalues that moment. It devalues the point they made. I understand that you would not necessarily, you wouldn't put someone who you didn't believe in at the head of your company. Yeah, absolutely. I have no disagreement with that. However, I do think that if someone proves themselves over a long period of time, they have the fans behind them, then you should give them the chance. I'm not talking about giving them a 10-month title reign, but 2 days is not a chance. 2 days is capturing a moment and that's it. Obviously, we don't know that that's it. We don't know that the WWE aren't going to do a long run with Christian and Orton. And I would hope that the reaction from the fans would encourage WWE to use Christian more. One of the things... where is it? One of the things from the guy said, this is... I'm actually half responding to Go Raw with SORCEEEEY. Because he made a video saying Christian loses the world title, so question mark. One of the guys put on his video, I'm just gonna if the fans care enough about it, I'm sure Vince will see people care and do something about it. Until people get behind the guy and he starts to look like a champion, I can't see what the problem is. His perspective is based on that he doesn't see Christian as a champion. The fact that the amount of people reacted the way they did shows that a lot of people do. Okay. So, all in all, 2-day title reigns in general are bullshit. And I don't agree with it ever being done, because I think hot-shotting the titles is crap. Do I think Christian should have had a longer title reign? Yes, because I personally see him as being worthy of a world championship. Am I pissed off at Orton? No. He was told to go out and win. So he went out and won. He was doing his job. And Christian going out and losing was doing his job. I don't think that they should have been told to do that, because I don't think the hot shot in the titles and that Christian deserve, and because I think Christian is a worthy world champion. But I don't blame either of the guys for doing it. They were following what they were told to do. So I do think the way some of the fans are acting towards Randy Orton is kind of crappy, because at the end of the day, he's doing his job the same as Christian's doing his job. Okie dokie, I think that's my 2 penny on the situation. I apologise if it's slightly ranty. Take care, boys and girls. Q&A part 2 shall be up shortly, hopefully.